It's all fun and games till someone gets shot.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this video, we will be covering the second half of the polls that was done on this channel since the release of Tekken 8. I did one video already where we talked a lot about the DLC characters, the stages, and just other things like that. You could go back to that video and watch it and catch up on everything that we talked about. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit more about like balancing characters. It's a lot. So I'm just going to jump right into it. The first poll: should Tekken 8 reset ranks every season like other competitive games? I voted yes, the majority voted no, but I do think they should definitely reset it. Not everyone to beginner. What I meant by this poll is reset everyone back like 4 or 5 ranks. I do understand why a lot of people say no, because a lot of people are working very hard to progress and get better at the game. So if they reset that progress, people will kind of feel robbed in a way, right? Let's move on to the next one. Are you still encountering pluggers or rage quitters? In my personal experience, I rarely come across a plugger. I could play about 50 matches and one of those will be a plugger. Now you can attribute that to maybe the developers banning people and blocking people and punishing people, but the majority of people say sometimes. If I had to take a guess as to why, I would say maybe in the red and purple ranks, things get dicey. I would imagine that there's a lot much more chaos that goes on in those ranks, and the majority of pluggers probably exist in those ranks. Of course, a lot of people still just want the developers to give them the win. If someone plugs, give me the win. That's what a lot of players push for, right? The next poll: how many skins have you purchased in Tekken 8? Now, I said none, and this was before they gave us the 500 Tekken coins. Since they gave everyone the 500 free coins, I've seen a lot of people rocking more customization and aesthetics, and it just speaks to how much customization is in the game, but locked behind a paywall. I do hope they do like Tekken 7, where they update the game and they just continuously give more and more free customization. They've been doing it steadily, but crank it up a little bit. What should the Tekken 8 developers focus on? And I said adding game modes. The top winner for this is buffing, nerfing, and rebalance of the game, right? And it's pretty interesting because this poll was done a month ago, probably 2 months ago, but they haven't done anything. The developers kind of said they will wait until season 2 before they change the game, and they will only patch and fix bugs, which they aren't really doing. But in my opinion, I think this game will never be balanced. And the reason why is because players are very, very biased in this game. You will want buffs for your character, and if those buffs are given, then players will want you to then lose those buffs. So you will be in a continuous push and pull for buffing and nerfing the same character. Perfect example is Devil Jin. OP at the start, the devs killed him. Now the players want them to push him back up. And you're basically just going to go back and forth the whole time. And I think it's way better if they give us something more beneficial, like a game mode or something. I think balancing will never end. A game mode is forever. Do you consider one and dones toxic in Tekken 8? The majority says yes, which surprised me, and then the minority said no. The reason why I say no is because, in my opinion, I don't control what the opponent does. If the opponent rematches or decides not to rematch, then so be it, right? I'm just going to continue on with my game session. I think it's kind of funny how a lot of you guys get so upset, so offended when a person doesn't rematch. Another reason why I think this game incentivizes people to one and done is because the way they dish out points. If I go up against a lower rank opponent, I have nothing to gain there. I can win, beat them, and get like 300 points, and then rematch and lose like 500 points. This game completely incentivizes you to not play people unless they're the same rank as you or they're a higher rank than you. And even sometimes when they're a higher rank, the game will punish you incredibly hard for no reason. So I think the way that they dish out points is feeding into the reason why people don't want it done, either low ranks or high ranks, and people only kind of try to look for people who are very, very close in rank to them. Most important aspect of a fighting game, besides the gameplay. Now, the majority of the players on this poll said character/stage design, which I think is true. Some fighting games don't even have a story mode, as in the music and sound design can be trash in a fighting game, and no one would even, but the gameplay or the character design would be incredible, and it will go down in history as one of the best fighting games of all time. Like, I never seen anyone say like, oh, the music in Marvel vs. Capcom is fire. I'm not saying it's not bad, but usually when people talk about that game, they talk about the gameplay, right? The music is a huge bonus, but it's not really a necessity. Another poll: what rank are you in Tekken 8? At the time, I was in the blue ranks. I think I was Tekken King or something like that, and I was sitting comfortably there. Since then, I have made my way into the God section, going back and forth between Emperor and God. Of course, people say I'm carried by Yoshimitsu, so be it. But I do want to continue to get better at the game and improve, and I wonder for you guys, how much have you improved? When season 1 ends, I'll do another poll so we can gauge like how far we progress from start to finish. And speaking of progression, which region is the best currently? Now, people said Korea, and this was back when Knee was like playing trash. Knee was not that good. Chanel wasn't really that good. But since then, we saw people like Ulsan destroy in the EWC. We saw Knee get better. The Tekken World Tour Finals is going to be incredible for this reason here, because we're going to be able to see what all of these regions, Korea, Pakistan, Japan, or another region around the world, what they can bring to the table in the final moments of season 1 and really like solidify themselves as the best. Was Tekken 8 Story DLC good or bad? The reason why I voted good on this poll is because it was what I expected. The base story, I thought it was bad, and that lowered my expectations for the DLC. So when I experienced it, it matched my expectations. Which Tekken movie / series is the best? I voted the Tekken motion picture. I think the character development and character personalities really shine through, but the majority of people said Tekken Bloodline, which is strange because Tekken Bloodline, everyone made fun of that game, and that's probably why we're not going to get a season 2, is because Reddit, Twitter, they would not let go of that game. They were, or that movie, they were, or that series, they were roasting it viciously, but here you see that a lot of people did like it. How should Yoshimitsu heal real health? A lot of people understood what I meant with this poll. Some people didn't. But when I said heal 3 stance, I kind of meant like manji and like meditation. And the reason why I think this is the way that they should do it is because the way that the healing worked in Tekken 7 is that the Yoshimitsu player would stop attacking and start healing. And you, as the opponent, could take advantage of that. If you time it right, you can punish him. His back is to you. He can't block. In Tekken 8, when Yoshimitsu is healing through attacking, there's nothing you can do as the opponent to take advantage of that and interrupt that. And I think that's what the developers lost sight of when they changed the healing from meditation to attacking. Final polls. These are 4 polls that I'll talk about all at once because the results surprised me. I asked, and I was planning on doing this for more characters, but I stopped. I asked, how strong is Heihachi, Reina, Kazuya, and Lydia in Tekken 8? And the default answer for all of these characters is A. You know what this poll tells me, and I could be wrong, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this, but this tells me that if a pro or a content creator or someone who has a lot of influence says that someone is OP or someone is weak, everyone else will repeat it and believe it. But if that's not said, everyone will just spam A tier because it's the safest answer to give. Now that's every poll that I wanted to talk about in this video. If you missed part 1, go check that out as well.